Hello there. Today is Monday, September the 14th, and I want to go over with you what the lesson is. So pay close attention. First, you want to go in there, and if you'll notice on our daily assignment, there are two Google Forms. One is your daily attendance. You need to make sure you do that every day, whether you're in the classroom or at home. You need to do that. It does count as a grade. So make sure you take care of that. It's only a few questions. The second one is about the Temple Independent School District emergency protocols. This next week, we'll be doing some reviews over that and practice doing some of the drills. That's things such as your fire drill, your severe weather or tornado drill, and then our lockdowns. All of those are important that we understand what we're supposed to do. So when you open up the Google form on that one, then you want to go ahead and look at, you've got, am I learning from home? If you're a classroom learner, you say no. Otherwise, you say yes. Make sure you read these questions carefully because I may change them up every now and then. What is your last name? Don't put your first name. Put in your last name. And again, it counts as points if you do this correctly. What is your first name? And then choose your correct class period. Listen, when you choose the wrong class period, it makes it very hard for me to grade because I'm trying to match up names with the grade book. And if your name is not in that grade book for that class period, then I will assume that you're not a student and I won't put the grade down. Then it becomes complicated because you're like, I turned in my work, but it's not in the system. Make sure you take the time, answer these questions correctly. They're not that hard. Okay. Then the next one is, I understand that, quote, I don't know or IDK are not acceptable answers and will be counted as wrong. People, you can put down something. I want you to think these out. This isn't your first year at school. You know what's expected. That's why I'm also here. Watch this video completely, and you'll be able to come up with the correct answers. Next question, it says, why are staff and students required to practice fire, tornado, and lockdown drills? I want you to think on that. Why do we need to practice that? Why do we need to practice playing football or volleyball? Why do we need to practice playing basketball? What is it why do we practice something? Why do we practice playing an instrument? Why do we practice playing a video game? We get better with practice. We better understand the rules. We know what is expected. Next question. Why should students be quiet during an emergency drill or an emergency? Why do you need to be quiet? I'm not going to expand upon that one. I want you to come up with your own answer on that one. But you need to think of it carefully. Next question. Apparently I put that one down. Oh, yes. One is, why do you need to be quiet during an emergency? The other one is, why do you need to be quiet during a drill? Think about the difference there. Why do students need to stay with their class during a drill or an emergency? You need to stay with your class because as teachers, we have to keep track of you. We have to make sure that you're safe. If it was a true emergency, we need to count and let staff administrators know, excuse me, that was a dragonfly. We have to let them know that we're missing a student, that you may be trapped in the building. We need to let them know where you are. And that's why you must stay with your class. You see another student acting out. Should you do the same behavior? Explain your answer. Explain why you came up with your answer. When we have a distraction, then we're not paying attention to what's going on. We're not paying attention to the emergency. You need to be able to hear and follow instructions given to you from an adult, whether it's your teacher, administrator, or someone else giving you directions, but you have to be able to hear it. When another student or yourself are acting out or being disruptive, then students are not hearing those directions, and that can be important to your safety. And then finally, during any drill or emergency, why should phones remain turned off? Why should you leave your phone turned off? Again, the phone can be a distraction. The phone can be a disruption, and you're not paying attention to the instructions that you're being told by an administrator. We may go into a fire drill, and then go into severe weather drill, and then go into a lockdown. But you need to be able to hear what's being said. In a real life emergency, the same thing needs to be followed. The phone should be kept off until you're told otherwise that it's safe for you to call your parents. Follow the directions. We need your attention so that we can make sure nobody is hurt, lost, or injured. If you have questions, please let me know.